Oh, say, can you say?
Said a book-reading parrot named Hooey. The words in this book are all phooey. When you say them, your lips will make slips and backflips, and your tongue may end up in St. Louis.
Do you like fresh fish? It's just fine in Finney's diner. Finney also has some fresher fish. That's fresher and much finer. But his best fish is the freshest fish, and Finney says with pride, "The finest fish at Finney's is my freshest fish French fried."
So, don't order the fresh or the fresher fish at Finney's. If you're wise, you'll say, "Fetch me the finest French fried, freshest fish that Finney fries."
We have a dinosaur named Din. Din's thin. Din doesn't have much skin, and the bones fall out of his left front shin.
Then we have to call Pinner Blinn, who comes with his handy shin pin bin, and with a thin Blinn shin bone pin, Ben pins dem shin bones right back in.
Bed spreaders spreads on beds. Bread spreaders spread butter on breads. And that bed spreader better watch out how he's spreading,
Or that bread spreader sure going to butter his bedding.
as he gobbled the cakes on his plate. The greedy ape said as he ate, "The greener green grapes are, the keener keen apes are to gobble green grape cakes. They're great."
Are you having trouble in saying this stuff? It's really quite easy for me. I just look in my mirror and see what I say, and then I just say what I see.
Now let's talk about money. You should leave your grox home when you travel by air. If you take him along, they charge double the fare. And your grox must be packed and locked up in a grok box, which costs much, much more than a little old fox box. So it's heaps of lot cheaper to fly with your foxes than waste all your money on boxes for groxes.
And what do you think costs more? A simple thimble or a single shingle? A simple thimble could cost less than a single shingle would, I guess. So I think that the single shingle should cost more than the simple thimble would.
If you like to eat potato chips and chew pork chops on clipper ships, I suggest that you chew a few chips and a chop at Skipper Zip's clipper ship chip shop ship shop. Yeah. And if your tongue gets queasy, don't give up. The next one's easy.
There are so many things that you should really know. And that's why I'm bothering telling you so. You should know that the first names of the Fudnutter brothers who like to pile each on the heads of the others. If you start at the top, there is Bipper and Bud, and Skipper and Jipper, and Jeffrey and Judd, Horonto and Horace, and Hendrix and Hud. Then comes Dinwoody and Diddy and Dud. Also, Fitzsimmons and Frederick and Fudd, and Slinky and Stinky and Strut and Stud. And now at the bottom is poor little Lud, but if Lud ever sneezes, his name will be Mud.
We have 2 ducks, one blue, one black. And when our blue duck goes quack quack, our black duck quickly quack quacks back. The quacks blue quacks make her quite a quacker, but black is a quicker quacker backer.
And speaking of quacks reminds me of cracks and stacks and sacks and shacks and snacks. So, oh, say can you say I have cracks in my shack, I have smoke in my stack, and I think there's a snack in the sack on my back.
Upon an island hard to reach, the east beast sits on his beach. Upon the west beach sits the west beast. Each beach beast thinks he's the best beast.
Which beast is best? Well, I thought at first that the east was best and that the west was worst. Then I looked again from the west to the east, and I liked the beast on the east beach least.
Pete pats pigs. Pete Briggs pats pigs. Briggs pats pink pigs. Briggs pats big pigs. Don't ask me why, it doesn't matter. Pete Briggs is a pink pig, big pig patter.
Pete Briggs pats his big pink pigs all day. Don't ask me why, I cannot say. Then Pete puts his patted pigs away in his Pete Briggs pink pigs, big pigs, pig pen.
Fritz food. Fritz feeds Fred, and Fred feeds Fritz. Fritz feeds Fred, and Fred feeds Fritz. Fred feeds Fritz with Ritzy Fred food. Fritz feeds Fred with Ritzy Fritz food. And Fritz, when fed, has often said, I am a Fred fed Fritz. Fred's a Fritz fed Fred.
Well, the glotz, you will notice, has lots of black spots. The clocks is quite different with lots of black dots. But the big problem is that the spots on the glotz is about the same size as the dots on a glotz. So you first have to spot who the one with the dots is, then it's easy to tell who the glotz or the glocks is.
They don't get easier, do they? What would you rather be when you grow up? A cop in a cop's cap or a cupcake cook in a cupcake cook's cap? Or a fat flapjack flapper in a fat flapped jack cap?
Or, if you think you don't like cops' caps, flapjack flappers, or cupcake cooks' caps, maybe you're one of those choosy chaps who like kooky captain's cap, perhaps.
More about Blinn. Well, when Blinn comes home tired from his work pinning shins, the happiest hour of old Blinn's day begins. Mr. Blinn is the father of musical twins, who, tucking twin instruments under twin chins, lull their daddy to sleep with twin Blinn violins.
And, oh say, can you say, far away in Berlin, a musical urchin named Gretchen von Swin has a blue-footed, true-footed, trick-fingered, slick-fingered, six-fingered, six-stringed, and Swin mandolin.
Rope, soap, hoop, soap. If you hope to wash soap off a rope, simply scrub it with scrope. Scrope is so strong that no rope is too long.
But if you should wish to wash soap off a loop, I suggest that it's best to let your whole silly slooped up hoop soak in soapy copper soup off hoops soak suds.
Merry Christmas mush. One year we had a Christmas brunch with Merry Christmas much too much. But I don't think you'd care for such. We don't like to mush much.
And speaking of Christmas, here are some great gifts to give your daddy. If your daddy's name is Jim, and if Jim swims, and if Jim's slim, the perfect Christmas gift for him is a set of Slim Jim swim fins.
But if your dad's name is Dwight, and he likes to look at birds at night, the gift for Dwight that might be right is a bright Dwight bird flight night sight light.
But never give your daddy a walrus. A walrus with whiskers is not a good pet, and a walrus which whispers is worse even yet. When a walrus lifts whispers through tough, rough, wet whiskers, your poor daddy's ears will get blisters and blisters.
And that's almost enough of such stuff for one day. One more and you're finished. Oh, say, can you say?
The storm starts when the drops start dropping. When the drops stop dropping, then the storm starts stopping. The end.